Hey guys, I did not know what I was going to film for today's video. Originally, I was going to do my Bully Make unboxing because the package showed up yesterday and I always do that video as soon as I get it. But I've had one of the worst weeks ever this week and I've kind of tweeted about it here and there and I've gotten some questions about it. And instead of like replying to everyone individually or like typing it out on Twitter or something, I figured I would just make a video about it. So that's kind of what this is gonna be. I'm gonna explain to you a few crappy things that have happened this weekend. I'll insert some clips, some footage that I took like in the moment of those things. And that's just what this video is gonna be basically. So let's just get started. Okay, so this first thing I'm about to talk about was not even supposed to be a thing, period, until I sat down to film this video. So I got my tripod set up, I got my camera on there, I made the bed, I got my lighting all good, and I went to click film, and my card was saying that it didn't have a memory card in it. And I'm notorious for doing that, for like forgetting to put my memory card back in after I'm editing. So I was like walking around trying to find my memory card, could not find it anywhere, so I was panicking. So I don't know why, but I decided to look inside my camera for my memory card and it was in there, in the memory card slot. And it was saying I don't have a memory card. Like for real? So I looked it up, tried to see if anyone else had similar problems, and they did, but not with the exact camera I have. It was like with different models of the same camera. And I tried a few of their tricks that they put on there and nothing worked still. So I'm filming on my phone for now until I get that figured out. For anyone who might be able to help me, I have the Pentax K500 camera and I've literally never had any problems with this camera before. My memory card is in here. It's right here. And for some reason, when I turn it on and I go to start filming, no card in camera. So that's just icing on the cake for my horrible week that I've had. But let's get into the juicy stuff. So I posted a video on Tuesday. Yeah, just this past Tuesday I posted a video. It was like a vlog style and I said that I had gotten a job, which I did. And it was for a cleaning company and I was so excited. I was so ready to start. So I started that job on Tuesday. Yes, I started that job on Tuesday. It was okay. It was more than I expected. Like normally you think like, oh, cleaning company, you don't expect to be like, I don't know. It was way more physical work than I expected and maybe that's my fault for expecting something different. It was just a lot more work than I had expected. And then I worked on Tuesday. I was exhausted. I went to work on Wednesday. It was an even more difficult day. I found out some things about the company that I didn't really like, some rules that they had. And then I got my schedule for Thursday, which was yesterday, and I could tell from the schedule that it was going to be another crappy day. I had a move out cleaning I had to do on an apartment. So move out cleanings involve cleaning basically literally everything from wiping down the fans on the ceilings to scrubbing the baseboards, scrubbing the blinds, cleaning out the entire fridge and freezer, the oven, the stove, the microwave, just literally everything. And so that was like a 4-hour project. And then I knew that after that I had another house to do, which was going to be a 3.5-hour one with another full fridge clean out. So I was already not excited for my third day on the job. But anyways, went to the job and we cleaned the whole first apartment, and during all 3 of these days I felt odd because this cleaning company seemed so nice and so put together. When I was looking at their website, it was amazing. during my interview, it was great. During my hiring process, it was great. And then once I started the job itself, like everything changed, everything switched around. So I don't know how to like say this without seeming like I'm judging someone or like favoring other people, but basically the people in this company, a small percentage of them speak only English, and then a majority of them speak mainly Russian and know a little bit of English. And that's fine if Russian people started the company, so like I don't expect anything else, except if you have people that you're hiring who only speak English, you need to also have people who are training that also speak good English. Otherwise, us who only speak English are going to be lost. So that was like my first main concern, was like no one really spoke English. Like a couple people did, but they weren't people in authority positions who could tell me about things or teach me things. So that was like the first red flag. And then from then on, when I was actually doing a cleaning job, I had one of those supervisors on the job at all times because I was supposed to be training for the first 2 weeks. So a supervisor was always there training me. Well, I had this guy, I have no idea what his name was. It was something Russian. And my partner was also brand new. We started on the same day together. She was also Russian. So it was me, a Russian partner, and then the Russian trainer, whatever you want to call him. And they seemed to click just like this. And that kind of makes sense because they speak the same language. They're from the same country or whatever. So that makes sense. But in a sense of like being professional and being like supervisor to employee, I feel like it was almost unfair because they would talk so much and they would laugh and have good conversation, and he would like explain parts of the job to her in a way, and then he wouldn't explain it to me at all. Like I would look at him and like expect him to like say, oh, this is what I just taught her, and he like wouldn't. And whenever he would talk to me, it almost felt as if he was like talking down on me or had like no desire to talk to me. And I don't know if that was because he felt uncomfortable speaking English, which could have been the case, but it didn't seem that way. And the other thing is, when we're doing a cleaning job, the supervisor's not really watching you. They just kind of help you do smaller things, so they go in another room and do something else, and then they kind of tell you what to do once you're done with something. And so for me, every time I would finish something, he would like double check it and triple check, and like he would be so like on top of me and like nitpicking everything that I did. Whereas the other girl he was also training, who started on the exact same day as me, he would not even check her work once. And I felt like that was just unfair. I felt like he was treating her differently just because they spoke the same language and were more similar than he and I were, and that made me very uncomfortable. And I just like wasn't something I wanted to deal with like on a daily basis for a job. And this is the part that set me off. I'm sorry this story is getting really long, but we had just finished that first apartment, and then we take lunch, and then we go to our second property to clean that. So we were taking all of our stuff out of the house and going to our cars, and the supervisor said, let's meet at Chipotle, I'll send you the address. And this might sound weird to you guys, but I am not a person who enjoys going out to eat. I have very bad social, like public anxiety. So anytime I'm like out in public, I seem to get really anxious and like I panic and like I don't know what to do with myself, and it's especially bad when I'm going out to eat somewhere with someone. So that right there, like no go. Like I'm not meeting you at Chipotle, it's not happening because of that issue, but also because I don't even speak your language. Like why do I want to go to lunch with you to like sit there and like not speak with you and just like feel left out? So I told him, I was like, I'll just meet you guys at the second house. And he said, why? And I said, because I want to go to lunch by myself. And then he said, no, you can't. I can't? I was already so stressed out. I was already feeling so lower than them. Like I just felt like I was beneath them, and that they were above me and like no one wanted me there and I was so like unwanted, that was just like, that just set me off. I said, okay, turned around, walked to my car and just cried. I just freaking cried for a good 10-15 minutes, and I called Zachary and I let him know what was going on. Long story short, I spoke to a few people at the company and I decided that it's just not a company I want to be working for. If things like that are happening, it's just not something I want to be a part of. I want to feel like I'm wanted in the company if I'm going to be spending my time there. So I quit the job, and let me insert a clip from that really quick of me explaining how I felt right after it happened. I've never looked worse. I just got home from my first clean of the day and my last ever, because I quit because I had an emotional breakdown, and I don't know, like part of me wants to be like, you're so stupid, like get over yourself, like just stick to something for once, like you've been wanting a job for so long. But then the other part of me is like, you were treated unfairly and you don't deserve that, and you can find better for yourself. So I don't know, I'm really not worried. Like I don't feel worried about what's next for me, even though I'm unemployed again. For some reason I'm not like as upset or worried about it as I was before. I don't know, something just feels different this time, and I'm okay with that, and I'm just gonna let it simmer down and be what it is for now. But I just wanted to kind of let these emotions out now while they're fresh. So no more job. So yeah, long story short, I quit that job, and that's that, and I don't need to talk about it anymore. Story number 2, finally, we've moved on. So as I was sitting in my car crying, I got a DM from a friend on Twitter, and I don't want to say her name because I don't know if she like wants me to or not, but she was like, hey, my work is hiring, come in. And I was like, thank you, Lord. Like, the timing was unbelievable. I said, what are the chances of me getting this job? Because if they're really high, I will quit this job right now and go home. And she said, honestly, if you pass your background check, you will be hired. Girl, I zoomed home. So anyways, I had that interview this morning and it went really well. And I don't want to get too excited, but it seems like once I pass my background check, I will have the job. I'm not going to say what job it is or anything yet, just for reasons, but that's a bright side. We had a horrible day yesterday, and today's been going a lot better, and I feel like that was just a sign. Like, all of those negative things happening were because this good thing was coming, it was on the way, and I needed to just let it all happen. So that's a plus. The third thing I want to talk about is my skin on my eyes. And this probably seems so random, but I did mention this in my last vlog. You guys cannot tell when I'm like filming, but I will insert some photos here that I took because it's so bad. But for the last couple weeks, I have had really, really dry, red, patchy skin and these areas right here on my eyes. And I was like, oh, it's just dry skin, like eczema or something, because it got cold and dry outside. But it's been getting worse, and yesterday it spread to underneath my eyes. And I'm wearing makeup right now, so you can't really see it. But it started to spread, and at first when it was just dry skin, I was like, oh, whatever, like I'll just wear lotion. But now that it's like spreading, it's like worrying me, because I'm like, what if it's like infectious or something? My mom's like, oh, it could be a fungal infection. You need to go to the dermatologist right away. So I called the dermatologist this morning, and they're booked until January 11th. You heard that right, folks. January 11th. So I'm not going to wait that long. I am going to wait till this weekend is up to see if it gets any better because it feels better this morning. But if not, then I'll just go to like the CVS Minute Clinic instead because I'm not waiting 2 months. It'll probably go away in 2 months. But I've been dealing with that in the midst of all of this. And then the final thing I want to talk about. Thing number 4, I think, or 5. There's been a lot of things. A lot of things are going on. It's all a jumbled mess. The last thing, though, is something to do with Spike. And it's made me so sad, so deep down sad. And to just put it on top of all these other things that have been happening this week is like the worst timing possible. But you guys probably will think I'm over-exaggerating. As you guys know, we live in apartments. We're not allowed to have a pit bull. They don't know we have a dog, period, and that causes issues sometimes. So our apartment complex does something that I think someone was just standing right outside my window and I could only see their hat and they just like stopped and I like freaked out, but like they left. Anyways, our apartment complex does something where they do yearly checks in every single apartment unit once a year, and they don't tell you like we're gonna come on Tuesday, November 4th and like do it. They say we're gonna come in the span of this day from this day 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. at any time during these days. And so for us, we're like, well, we literally have this dog that we cannot have, and you guys don't even know we have a dog, period. So it would be like a double whammy if you found out we had a dog. So we had to figure out something to do with Spike in the meantime, and we didn't want to send him to like the vet and put him in boarding because he's never done that before. And that would just be like sad, and we don't want to have to pay for that. So we decided to take him to his mom's, to Zachary's mom's house. So he's been staying there, but like it's made me so sad because ever since we got him, I have not been away from the house for a full day because I've been unemployed the entire time we've had him, which was kind of just like lucky, I guess. I don't know. And so he's used to having me home majority of the day, and if not, then Zachary is usually home. So he's not used to being alone like ever, and he's been alone the entire day yesterday and the entire day today in an unfamiliar place, and that just makes me so sad. And then it makes me sad being home without him too, because like something will happen and I'll expect Spike to do something. Like I was watching a YouTube video and they had like the squeaky horn sound effects, and every time Spike hears that, he like gets excited and he's like, what's that? And like wants to play. And so I expected to like see him jump up, and he's like not even here, and it like broke my heart to pieces. And I don't know about you guys, but I feel like my dog is like my best friend, and he can like comfort me through anything, even though he's just a dog. The fact that I've been having one of the worst weeks ever and like my dog is also gone is not helping. It's just been so bad. I think I said everything. That was a lot. I'm sorry I just dumped all my sad feelings on you, but those are just kind of my updates. Tomorrow we're celebrating my birthday with my family, and I'm excited about that, and I will be vlogging that, so that's something good to look forward to. I'm also gonna do a what I got for my 21st birthday haul video, I guess, so you guys can see everything I got for my birthday. And I ordered James Charles' new palette, and that should be getting here in the next 2 weeks or so. So some things are good. It's just the negative things are definitely outweighing the bad things right now, and they're really prominent in my life. And you guys were asking what was going on, so I wanted to tell you guys and give you an update. But that is it. It's time to move on. Spike is coming home tonight, and it's all gonna be okay. So if you made it this far, you're a trooper. Thank you for sticking with all of this ranting. Yeah, I guess that's it. All of my social media will be linked down below as usual. I can never say that word, as usual, so make sure you go follow me there. Make sure that you subscribe, hit that red subscribe button if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up, and then turn your notifications on so you will be notified every time I post a new video. You don't want to miss any of them, I promise. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!